The story you're about to see will shock you.
Your Wattpads.
You'll come away.
Chat, by the way, brand new TikTok. Leave a like, a comment, a repost, and you win. You win. You get a win, a W.
Questioning your faith in our system of justice and how it failed a young woman with so much to live for. Renee believes she'd met the man of her dreams.
She said his name's Braden, and he's 24.
Except she hadn't met him at all.
Are you Braden Spiteri?
Someone else was writing their story.
Sort your daughter out, she's threatening to kill herself.
I can't be without you, baby. You're my...
With a tragic ending.
Do you regret what happened?
I trusted you. You came into my home.
A liar is exposed.
Pure evil would be about the best way to describe her.
Yeah, guys, check that shit out.
But will there be justice for Renee?
She hasn't gone in vain, and I'll make sure of that.
Australian. Jesus, no, for real. This looks like an intense episode. Intense true crime. Damn, Australia is beautiful. Gorgeous.
The Gap in Sydney's eastern suburbs. It's a dramatic and foreboding place. The scene of up to 50 suicides a year.
Damn.
In 2013, 20-year-old Renee Marsden took her own life on the day a turbulent 18-month relationship ended.
Dude, mate.
It came as a terrible shock to her parents. But over the following weeks and months, they would discover that Renee and their entire family had fallen victim to a monstrous deception.
What up, Josh? Damn.
For Renee Marsden's parents, Teresa and Mark, the memory of August 5, 2013 is forever etched in their minds.
What was the first inkling that you had on that day that something was wrong?
On the Monday morning, Renee got up like normal, went to work, and she always got home about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was standing at the bench and she walked in, and I could tell there was something wrong.
Damn, bro, 20 years old.
I just looked at her and she was deflated. She wasn't crying. I could tell she was upset. And she just walked past and I said, "Is everything all right?" She said, I'm fine. It's okay, Mum. And she walked upstairs to her room. And then
bro, you can never
received
know
a text message
when
from
someone
Braden.
feels like that.
Braden Spiteri was Renee's boyfriend of 18 months.
I know, Alu.
And a prisoner serving time for manslaughter in Goulburn jail.
It breaks my heart sometimes, especially when, you know, we're all so young still in here, but like, there it really is time for it to always get better, chat. You know, and it might seem like the end of the world in a moment, but I'm telling you right now, I've had a million moments where I felt like the end of the world, and time passed and it wasn't the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? It's just the close of a chapter. So like, it can always be better. It can always get better, and that's a fact. No arguing that. No arguing at all.
He sent Teresa a text message from behind bars.
What did it say?
Sort your daughter out, she's threatening to kill herself.
That's a difficult moment for any mother. So you
True.
Obviously went straight up to speak to her?
I did. I walked up to her room.
There's always people you can reach
She's
out to,
sitting on the edge of her bed
included.
and I sat beside her. And I said, "Have a look at this." And I showed her the text message. I said, "Should I be concerned?" She said, "Don't be stupid, Mum." And I said, "What's it all about?" And she said, "I finally found out what he's all about." She said, "You don't have to worry about him anymore, Mum, it's over."
Braden had been in jail for most of his relationship with Renee. They'd only ever communicated online and had never met in person.
How the fuck if he's in
jail? But that hadn't
jail?
stopped him taking her on an emotional roller coaster. Braden's blunt breakup message to Renee signalled the end of their relationship. Or at least that's what her parents thought. What they didn't know was that Braden would exchange a further 91 text messages with their daughter that day.
What the fuck?
Went back up to her room to check her, and she's getting changed. And I said to her, "What are you doing?" She said, she's reapplying her makeup. And I remember saying to her,
You're the best,
she was
Chad.
pinning her hair up. And I said to her, "Why you got such beautiful hair, Renee? Why don't you just leave it down? It's beautiful, you know?" She said, "No, Mum, I'm just going out to dinner with the friends from work. It's all good." I said, "Okay." I said, "Are you going to be long?" She goes, "No." You know, Renee was never out late. If Renee went to dinner...
Be home at 9:30.
Damn, that's me, bro. I can
Renee
never stay
gave
out too
Teresa
late.
every
Like, this trip has been the most late I've ever stayed out, but normally I'm just like, all right, guys, it's about 9 p.m., about 10 p.m. It's time for me to head back. Like, my ass, like, it's not even that I'm tired or sleepy. I just, like, I'm not, like, bro, nighttime is my chill time.
impression she was
It's a certain
okay
time.
before she left
Yeah.
home.
I mean, I've been staying out
Teresa
late
had
as hell
no
lately, but
idea
it's
that
kind
her
of like a
daughter was
one-time
driving
thing.
towards the Gap,
I'd be out about, nah,
Sydney's
bro.
most notorious suicide
I like to be chilling inside, like, phone time in bed.
spot.
I'm a night out. I stay up late. I just don't like
Just
to be,
before
like,
6 p.m.,
at
Renee
clubs and
sent
bars
Teresa
and stuff like
a
that. Like,
final text.
2 in the morning. That's not for me,
And what
though.
was the message?
I know it's fun,
She
but
said, "Mum, I love
not
you,
for me.
and I'm
6
sorry.
a.m.? You crazy.
I'm sorry for my..."
Yeah, exactly, SB.
I'll always love you.
I'll go to the gym late at night.
Yeah. She said, "I'm sorry, you're my best friend." Even at that point when she
That must
sent
be
me that
so
message,
sad for a
I look back
parent.
and I think
What up, Lil Monk?
how much she must have been hurting. And for her to still care about how I felt.
No, I understand that, man. I feel like I understand people who like to go out if their home isn't the best, you know, environment, best vibe.
Alarmed
nice
by the
house.
message, Teresa drove to a friend's house to discuss it with her.
Once I showed my friend that message, she said to me, "I think maybe we should ring the police." And they put out an alert to see
Bro,
if they
that's
could track
good.
her down.
The police began their search, and it was soon revealed that Renee had sent 2 other texts. One to Braden, who had just dumped her, and one to her best friend of 5 years, Camilla Zaydan.
I actually called Camilla the night Renee went missing.
Been going well, how are you, man?
And I asked her, I said, "Have you heard from Renee?" And she said,
Going
"Yes."
real well.
She received a text message from Renee, and I said, "What did it read?" And she said that she loved her and that she was sorry. And she said, "What's wrong?" I said, "Renee hasn't come home." She said, "Not a problem, I'll come and pick you up and I'll drive you around to where I think Renee would go." And I said, "Fantastic." So she did. She came around here and she picked me up with her mum.
Own one in company. No, I feel that. No, I definitely feel that.
We drove to McDonald's where she...
Bro, this might be bad, but when I was in New York and I was dating this girl, bro, she was a stripper and she'd always bring her stripper friends over. And like, I always have one rule is like, don't interrupt me when I'm streaming. Like when I'm streaming, good night, Stitch. Love you, bro. I appreciate you. I was like, don't interrupt my streaming. So like, I would just stay live all night to avoid them. I just like, they'd be there like 4 or 5 a.m. and I just stay in my room live as fuck on Twitch. Just like obviously I love streaming, all that shit. It's my job at the time, but like, also like, I just didn't want to go deal with them.
She thinks Renee would have went.
Streaming is definitely my getaway.
And she also took me to Braden's
feel
sister's
that.
house. Apparently lives in Glenhaven. So we drove up to this house. I went to get out the car and she said, "Well, Renee's
Real.
car's not here and I don't think Braden's sister lives here anymore, so she's obviously not here."
Meanwhile, the police had wasted no time tracking Renee's phone to Watson's Bay, near the Gap.
No, that's
We had
that's
the
so sad.
police come round about 9 o'clock and said to us, more or less at that point, it wasn't good.
We can't find her.
we
We're
can't.
searching the area, but we can't find her.
And and we found her car. We've taken the car. I got upset that they took the car because I thought if she's gone for a walk and she comes back, the car's not going to be there. She won't know what to do.
Man.
Did the police tell you what they found in the car?
No.
No.
They didn't.
No.
The core?
Inside Renee's car was a Valentine's card from Braden and Renee's old iPhone, which she had stopped using 2 months earlier. Police also discovered that Renee had used her finger to scrawl, "I love you, Braden," on one of the car windows.
This is fucked.
You and I drove down there, didn't we?
We were panicking. We were worried. We went down and did our own walk around, trying to find her, calling her name. We probably spent 2 hours.
Oh my God.
I think we got a few hours sleep. And,
That girl had
and
so much love in her heart for a person too. Like, if she had met like not a catfish and a real person that wasn't gonna fuck with her, like she could have made a guy really, really happy, bro. Like someone who like loves someone that much. Like I've talked to girls and they're just like, if we ever break up or ever lost you, I would kill myself. And then those bitches are still alive. I'm just saying, you didn't mean it.
we went back again in the morning.
I still see you walking, breathing, talking.
And we found a pair of shoes.
Yeah. I did find her shoes. I picked them up and I looked at them. I got quite upset and I think
My
behind me was a
God.
police officer come up and
I mean, I
she
would never
took
want
them
him
off
to do
me and
that,
told me to
obviously.
put them back and she
And I knew they were
removed
never
me
being
from
serious.
the scene.
Your life is worth more than anything because you only get one of them, chat.
There was a point where the police had to be very honest with you about their fears. What did they say to you?
The police said, go home, virtually go home and prepare a funeral.
Renee's body was never recovered.
I'm still here.
It was most likely
Same.
swept out to sea after she jumped.
9 of them, you crazy, bro.
Mark and Teresa blamed Braden for Renee's suicide. He dumped her on the day that she died. They
You're
messaged
full
him,
of
but he
us right
failed to
now.
reply.
This story always stuck with me, chat. Someone said, if I met with you at 9 a.m., you're walking down the street going to work. You know, your life's kind of shit right now. You don't have a lot of money. And I was like, if I could give you $2 million right now, no catches, no strings, nothing, just give you $2 million, would you take it? Of course, yes. But if I gave you that same $2 million, but at 4 p.m., you would fall asleep and never wake back up again, you just die, right? Would you still take it? And people would say no. And that just goes to show that life is worth more than, life is, priceless. Your life is priceless and, no money, no nothing can change that.
So they turned to Renee's close friend Camilla Zaidan for answers. She was the only one who'd met Braden in person. But Camilla seemed more interested in Braden's welfare than mourning the loss of
That
her
was
friend
good,
Renee.
real.
Camilla comes to you in the moment of your utmost grief,
Yep.
and she wants you to think about Braden.
Yes. Yeah, she said to me, he's hurting too.
Super true.
And I think it was you at the time said,
Yeah.
how would you know if he's hurting? How?
That
And she said she
sucks.
actually spoke to him. He actually called her. And he's hurting, so we have to leave him alone because everyone's blaming him.
She's
I
trying to throw
said,
him off her
I've given the
trail.
police Braden's phone number and her demeanour changed straight away.
You got to get it back.
She said, you got to ask for it back. And I said, why? So nothing
Ask
was
for the phone number back? Oh, this sucks.
making sense. So Camilla was starting to say things to us that wasn't making sense.
Next,
He said, there's an app that can help us.
how a 13-year-old boy helped reveal the true identity of Braden Spiteri.
I was shocked.
Renee Marsden took her own
30
life
minutes
on
back
the
on
day
the
her
GPS,
boyfriend Braden
speeding her
Spiteri dumped
ass.
her from his jail cell. To understand their relationship, we need to go back to her previous relationship with her first love, Angus.
Angus?
Renee, I met whilst getting a haircut at an old place she used to work at. Miss
I
Elizabeth.
love that. I want to meet someone like that, chat. Like, Like just like, oh, I'm getting a haircut, I'm getting a burger, I'm getting this. Like just meet someone naturally. Angus McBangus, come on now. Forcing? Oh God, canceled.
Hair studio.
You cut your hair.
No, she didn't actually. So, funny story. She was
That dog
the
is
trainee apprentice, the hairdresser apprentice, who, when I would come in, she would wash my hair and give me a head massage.
Aw,
I used to
she
go
seems
in,
like a
not getting a
sweetheart.
haircut, but just as an excuse to see her and meet her.
Yeah, she looks like a sweetheart.
She was very bubbly, beautiful, kind, very down to earth.
Oh, you're recording.
Before long,
Australian
they were
accents
dating.
are S tier. Dang, Angus was good looking back in the day.
And you made plans together. You had a contract together.
We did. We came to a conclusion that we would have
In the script.
4 kids, a Labrador, and wrote up a funny love contract with each other early on in the relationship.
Dina, the young Dina.
They were the best years of my life when I was with her.
Same
It
nose,
was
yeah, I
a
see
very
it.
good relationship. And unfortunately, what was going on
Damn.
behind the scenes, I just had no idea at the time.
Behind the scenes, Renee's close friend Camilla was bad-mouthing Angus. She wanted an end to the relationship.
I
What the
was
fuck?
quite blown away and left questioning how and why such a good relationship that I believe, such a loving relationship, had such a quick
Dina,
ending with so
that's an
little
insult.
explanation and
She's
reasoning.
pretty. Gypsy Rose creeps me out.
I later on found out that it wasn't so much what I did, but it was all part of Camilla's plan. She had really
What?
deteriorated Renee's mental health by constantly pestering her, wearing her down,
She's crazy.
and feeding her false stories.
Let's see the resemblance.
The night she came home, told me she had just broken up with Angus. We sat at the end of her bed and she was just crying. She was sobbing. And I said, "What's wrong, Renee?" She said, "I just told Angus it's over." And I couldn't believe it.
Camilla, who had poisoned her friend
Camilla's like a jealous fucking friend, bro. What a bitch.
against her first love, now steered Renee into another relationship.
You hear this name, Braden Spiteri. When was the first time his name was mentioned?
She said,
Praise.
I've been speaking
What
to
the
somebody.
hell?
And
She's evil.
I sort of stood back and who you been talking to? And she said, his name's Braden and he's 24. And I went, it's a bit too soon, don't you think? She said, no. Camilla's introduced me to him. And it was her ex-boyfriend.
Huh?
Camilla Zaydan had been Renee's best friend since year 9.
Damn
The
eyebrows.
two were very close. So when
Oh,
Camilla
she looks like a
introduced Renee to
jealous-ass
Braden
friend.
Spiteri via text and social media, he seemed like a good match for her next boyfriend. She couldn't see Braden or talk to him, but there was a reason for that.
Camilla had told Renee he was involved in a motorcycle accident. His best friend was on the back of that bike. He was killed, and Braden was sentenced to manslaughter, sent to Goulburn jail. But
What the
Camilla
fuck?
had arranged for a phone through his lawyers. The family was very wealthy, and he can keep in contact with
sick.
Renee.
What the fuck?
Renee's parents thought the situation was
What
bizarre,
the fuck?
but they wanted to support their daughter.
All you're interested in is your daughter's happiness.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And this person seemed to make her happy.
Yeah.
100%.
He was saying to her everything she wanted to hear.
Well,
Everything
that's
she wanted to hear. He knew that she wanted what her goals were. She wanted to get married, wanted to have kids, wanted that life. He knew all that.
Just seriously fucked.
Camilla told Renee she could not see Braden in jail because he'd given up visiting rights in exchange for a reduced sentence. Camilla
What the fuck? That's how that works?
claimed Braden had illegally obtained
Maybe in
access to a
Australia.
mobile phone but could not make voice calls.
Jesus.
The only way to contact him was via text and Facebook.
This is wild,
Their
bro.
dialogue was intense and took over Renee's life.
At one point, I sent a message to Renee through Facebook.
That's crazy.
And he responded. And that's when I first found out he had her passwords.
What the fuck?
I said to him, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to my daughter.
What
so
the
you need
fuck?
to leave. And she said, Mum, that's...
Nah, dude, I had this one girl, I guess it was my first relationship, bro. She had all the passwords in my shit. And she would log into my Instagram and my Twitter all the time, bro. And I just like, I'd get on, I'm like, why am I logged on my Twitter? Why am I logged on my Instagram? Like, oh. She logged on to like looked at my shit. And bro, she would message her friends or message girls at my school and she'd be like, hey cutie. And if they were like, oh, what's up? Or like would flirt back, she'd be like, this is actually so and so or his girlfriend, and you're just let you know you're a trifling bitch or whatever. And she would just like bomb like these like this like I would literally just have like enemies at school, like these like girls like, why would your girlfriend do that? And I was like, oh fuck. And like they would just hate me. Like just like random innocent girls in my school. It sucked, bro. What up, Pacing Girl? That's crazy. Yeah, dude. I can't believe I forgot about that.
Braden.
That's when I was in high school.
And please don't speak to him like that.
And she'd be like, don't ever talk to her again, unfollow her. I knew she wanted you. And I was just like, man, what the fuck?
I said, well, it's true, Renee.
You good,
If I want to have a
Pacing? How are
conversation
you?
with him, I'd contact him. I don't want to contact him. I want to speak to you.
Social
so
media.
he started to come in between Renee and I. Yeah.
Yeah.
Braden hated that Teresa kept in touch with Renee's ex-boyfriend, Angus.
I made a comment on Angus' Facebook profile. He had done something and I liked it. Braden,
About to drive
he
home.
sent me a nasty message and it said,
Nah, bro, your boyfriend messaging you, sending your mom a nasty message. Listen, that's where I would cut anybody off. If I was talking to a girl and she sent my mom a nasty message, you're dead to me, bro. I don't care how much we love each other. I don't care we got kids together. You don't go after my mom, bro. What do you think's gonna happen? Like if you go after my mom, bro, you're dead to me. Like I'm never gonna think about you again. I'm never gonna talk about you again. I have just erased you from my existence.
how dare
And parents
you?
too much.
How
For
dare
real.
you like your daughter's
To
ex-boyfriend?
catch you up, Pacing, this 20-year-old girl committed sewer slide after she broke up with after her ex broke up with her, after her boyfriend broke up with her, but she had never met this boyfriend and because he was in supposed jail, and now they're kind of coming to terms with it might not have actually even been a real person. And they're investigating that now, just trying to catch you up a little bit.
Message. What sort of a mother are
In chat, if I missed anything, you can throw it in chat. But yeah, it's pretty crazy.
you? And he called
Oh
me
yeah, and her best friend, who's been best friends with like 3rd or 4th grade, is sus as fuck in the situation so far.
an unfit mother. He made me feel so bad. I was shocked. It was the first message that I've received from him. And I'm reading this thinking, what young man speaks to a girl's mother like that?
Real.
But at that point, I didn't want her to pull away from us. I still wanted to have that relationship with her. So I said to Mark, let's just let it go.
Nah, bro. I bet they regret that every single day. I bet it's so hard being a parent, bro, and
Months
finding
after
that
Renee's
balance
apparent
of
suicide,
discipline,
police
but
were
also
still trying to
support.
understand what led her to take her
Letting
own
them make
life.
their own decisions, make their own mistakes, but also
The
protecting
answer
them.
could have been in her new mobile
Probably
phone,
so hard.
but that went into the ocean with her.
2 girlfriends.
Police still had her old handset, but they couldn't unlock it.
Listen,
And so
bro. Chat. If any girls, ladies, guys, whatever, if any guys or girls ever mess with you, bro, and like in a serious way, bro, you let me, Benzo, Turk know. You got 3 goons, Alu. We'll fuck somebody up, bro. We'll fuck somebody up, bro. I tell you, some shit like this, that's too far, bro. You guys got. If you're in the cult, just know you got protection. You let me know if some serious shit's going on, and we'll take care of that shit. And it won't be the first time, and it's certainly not gonna be the last time. We're
that was
family.
returned to Mark and Teresa. This was a crucial moment, which would lead the Marsdens to the truth about Renee.
And we got cult all over the United States, bro, all over the world. So like they can get touched. We'll touch them, chat, and we're not gonna let you get hurt.
Renee's relationship with her boyfriend, Braden.
The Marsden's 13-year-old son Luke had a friend who believed he could crack Renee's old phone.
He said, oh, there's an app that can help us. Got online. He said the app's $100. We paid for it with our credit card. And 10 minutes later, he downloaded thousands of text messages from the phone.
You got some big dudes up in here.
These were scrambled, though. It took some work to...
Yeah, it took some work, but we were told by the police at the time.
We'll put the Slav masks on. We'll pull
out of the phone for months, and we're unable to, for whatever reason, get
I'll have Jinx on a big chain. Let Jinx lead the way. I'm like, all right, we fuck it up.
Messages. Yeah. He was able to do it with a $100 app at 13.
What Mark discovered was staggering. Over 3 months, from March to June 2013.
Listen, you shoot a water gun. You shoot a water gun in Minecraft. All this is Minecraft scenario based, by the way, for anyone watching. Like, we're talking about our favorite video game, Minecraft, and it's lit. Minecraft is lit, and we shoot bow and arrows at skeletons. I am the Rottweiler. You're the Chihuahua, you little ankle biter.
Mainly between Renee and Braden. And
listen, Alu, I just got a message from the cynical lawyers, so...
Renee and Camilla. Mark began to look for patterns as
like,
to how and when the messages were exchanged.
My bad.
I plotted on
Minecraft.
a spreadsheet all the conversations between Renee and Braden and Camilla and Renee. And when you plot them on a chart, you can see that it's pretty obvious what's happening, because when Camilla's Camilla, she'll text Renee 4 or 5, 6, 10 times. And then there'd be another dozen text messages between Braden and Renee. Braden stops his text, Camilla starts texting Renee.
What the fuck?
It wasn't as if they're all intermixed. They're in segments, in and out.
Why couldn't Renee tell that?
I realised, and I said to Teresa, it's got to be the same person. I sent that chart to the police, and they came back and said, yeah, it's from the same tower. They're one of the same people.
Oh my God.
And Camilla is Braden.
That nasty bitch.
Coming up.
She'd called more than 16 times.
How Camilla Zaydan took control of Renee's life.
You hide, I'll hunt you down.
How could you live with that?
What the fuck?
Mark Marsden has just discovered that Renee's boyfriend, Braden Spiteri, does not exist. He was invented by Camilla Zaydan using 2 mobile phones.
What the fuck? Why would her friend do that? I want to know why.
That Camilla uses to text everybody, all her friends, and one phone dedicated solely
like a movie,
for correspondence between.
Dude, I think they're gonna interview this bitch, Camilla Zaydan. Was that not her? They just showed her face. Is this bitch really got the audacity to go on TV? Maybe. That's gotta, like, I get jealousy is definitely a huge factor, but that's gotta, like, this has got goes farther than jealousy. This has got something to do with like narcissism, anti-personality disorder. Some like, bro, like, this is kind of crazy. Like, this is even farther than I thought. Was the catfish? She wasn't a real friend. What?
And you realised at that moment that Camilla had been in total control of Renee's emotions, your emotions, your whole family's emotions.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Everybody.
With a story that was so well put together, it's faultless. It would have taken a lot of time for her to put it all together, because even now I look back on it and I don't think I could have written a better script myself.
Now, you're not police, you're not lawyers.
Yeah.
What did you expect would happen to Camilla?
We thought that she'd be there'd be some charge put to she'd be charged for something.
Renee had been catfished. That's when someone uses the internet to lure, deceive and manipulate others, usually for money or in romance scams.
I don't really like coffee. Unless there's a lot
I
of
spoke with
caramel and
Marilyn
like
McMahon,
sugar and
a
stuff in it.
professor of criminal law at Deakin University, to find out more about catfishing.
Well, catfishing does raise a number of possibilities in relation to criminal offending. The ones that immediately come to mind are stalking and intimidation, which has been used to prosecute people who've engaged in catfishing before.
Sweet
You
enough.
think about the sort of scams that involve financial fraud, and there are various criminal offences that can be utilised there. You think about the Commonwealth offence of using a carriage service to menace, harass or offend a person. So having run through those offences, though, in the case of Renee Marsden,
The
you see that
interviewer
none
has
of
a
them
crazy
immediately
stare.
seem to be applicable.
That's the random thing. The interviewer has a crazy look, like he's absorbing the person's every single like syllable of every single word. Add a bit of salt. That's the thing though. For me to like enjoy coffee, like it's got to be like really unhealthy. Then it's like fuck. Now I'm like eating like 15 donuts in liquid form. You know what I'm saying? It's like fuck. I don't like it kind of halfway. Like it's got to be like taste like a sugary caramel treat to me. What about salt? No, I've had salted caramel coffee. It's good.
And that is really the
Sweet and
challenge.
salt balance is something I like. That's why I like eating pussy.
The New South Wales police had never seen a case like this before.
My oatmeal.
The creation of Braden Spiteri
Coffee for
was
your
clearly
sugar.
linked to the suicide of Renee. But Camilla Zaidan had not
God.
broken any laws because no money had changed hands, so no crime had been committed. This was a terrible blow to the Marsdens. They knew just
Sorry,
how much
Jet.
control Camilla had over their daughter.
Dude, wait, does this... Bro, I'm actually gonna be enraged if this Camilla bitch does not get a charge. Like, how are they not gonna charge her with anything? Like, that's why we need, like... That's why we gotta stop, like, voting in these old-ass fucks, and obviously this is Australia, but, like, old-ass fucks in our Congress or whatever, because, like, dude, like we were talking about yesterday, I think, or the day before, like how some of this shit not illegal, like, on the MTV stuff with the money and blah, blah, blah. It's, like, because we don't have, like, updated laws or like, statutes to target those things so people can actually get a charge. She better get charged.
Camilla was obsessed with Renee from day one.
It's like, what do you like? What's the charge for like making someone fall in love with a fictional character you've created? It's like what do you charge them with? It's hard. It's hard because like even identity theft like doesn't really match up to that. Like it's similar, but it doesn't really match up.
I don't think at any stage did she ever leave Renee alone or for any length of time.
Renee confided in one of my nieces
Camilla's
that
a
Camilla
big
had
job bitch.
pinned her up against the wall and made sexual advances towards her. I think from the onset, Renee
It was a
frightened of Camilla.
crush. It was an.
Camilla's much bigger than Renee.
Oh my
and
god.
Renee didn't know how to handle that. She's never been in a situation like that before with someone so aggressive.
That's
and
crazy, bro.
To understand
In
more
some
about
way. I mean, there could definitely be a civil suit, which is like a non-criminal suit where you could get money or something out of it. But like even manslaughter, I don't know how you would like. I'm trying to think back to my police academy in college days. Like for example, like Alu, if I told you to jump into a volcano and you won't die, and you jumped into a volcano, they're not gonna charge me with anything. Like I don't know, unless you had like a mental disability. She was obsessed from school. They knew each other since 5th grade, and the parents said that she hadn't left her alone a single second or a single day since they met. So like literally, this girl has been trying to control her life, keep her mental down, wear down her mental, because you really can't like I've seen like people in relationships. You know, I've kind of been there, not as bad as this, obviously, but people like over time they can really sculpt and wear down your mental and turn you into like brainwashed in ways or like a mental prisoner. And it's not always like couples, you know what I'm saying?
Camilla's hold over Renee, I caught up with Renee's cousins, Stephanie and Michael. Stephanie went to the same high school as Renee and Camilla. And did you ever know Camilla?
Yes, I did. So I met her in year 8. She was magnificent at driving a wedge between Renee and I for about 3 years.
Why?
She was just jealous. She didn't want Renee to sleep over my house anymore. She didn't want Renee to come to the movies with me or to parties with me, to go out clubbing with me.
If Renee did have a sexual relationship with Camilla, it was brief. Renee was interested in boys. When she left school in year 10 and started dating a boy, Camilla's jealousy flared in a chilling prelude of what was to come.
I swear to God, kid, you're going nowhere. Do you understand? You abuse me, I'll laugh.
Yeah, but then they'd have to charge her with the stalking charges from whenever the stalking happened. Like if she like followed her to a bar, it's like you can't go see this boy. They'd have to charge her with that. They couldn't charge her with the like in relation to the suicide, and then also, you know, she's not here to press those charges. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's passed away.
Kill me, I'll be your ghost. You hate me, I'll still love you. Run away, chase you. You hide, I'll hunt you down.
When Renee enrolled in a hairdressing course at a local TAFE,
Love you, Osby.
Camilla soon followed suit.
Listen, bro. Listen, you said you're gonna DM me, bro, and I checked all my socials. I didn't see like a request or a DM anywhere, bro. So my DMs are open, and if you got anything you want to talk about, because I've been hearing you've been going through some shit, so I'm here for you, bro.
And whenever
Always.
Camilla could not physically see
always.
Renee, she stalked her on the phone.
And I do might have a point, but like someone needed to step in and catch it then.
It's about a 50-minute car ride from where we are. And in that time, she had caught more than 16.
Yeah, dude, I graduated from Police Academy. Hell yeah, Bethany. Police Academy, like, there was a lot of fucked up, like, the people there were weird as hell, but, like, the information they taught you and everything like that, and, like, what to look out for, this, was awesome. Like, it's invaluable knowledge.
Times.
I didn't see anything on Discord, bro.
And
I checked my
just
Discord
remember
DMs,
thinking, like, you've got to be
every day.
joking. Like, who in their right mind calls 16 times? Like, even somebody in an emergency wouldn't call an ambulance 16 times. And Renee was just like, it's all right, don't worry about it. And I just had, like, anger against it because I couldn't understand how could you live with that?
Oh, of course. Yo,
and that was just...
anybody, you guys ever need someone to talk to, like, advice or someone to listen? Like, I'll just listen. I won't even say, put my 2 cents worth in. Or if you just want someone to know about a situation, that just hit me up.
50 minutes. Like, can you imagine a whole day?
That is when, yeah.
You wouldn't have any free time. And if you did...
I love the invaluable knowledge I got from, like, just, like, to protect my personal safety when I go out with my family, how to, like, make my house more protected and, like, never, like, it's like, where to park your car, how to sit in a restaurant, or, handling a firearm safely and be able to take it apart, clean it, put it back together, and be more comfortable around a firearm. Lots of things. It's good stuff. Like you like honestly, like as a civilian, even if you don't want to be a police officer, like it would suck to go to police academy because you're gonna learn a bunch of bullshit that you'll probably never use, like traffic law or like juvenile law or like shit like that. But like you also learn a lot of things just to protect yourself. You learn a lot of like one of the things that's literally helped me out the most is a lot of defense strategies they teach police officers because it is made to counteract, drunk people on the street, keep your hands up, keep your elbows up for like defensive spears and to be ready in like your stances, like and to really deal with people like in like a street setting if they ever try to assault you or to like what to look for to see agitation in people before it arises, and things like that. Getting a homicide if you're lucky.
You'd have so many different thoughts going through your head.
Which I think if you work hard, you can do it for sure.
Camilla even saw Renee's mother.
I have a friend I graduated with, and he's been doing it for like 5 years, and he's a standout, and he still hasn't been able to get into detectives or homicide, thing like that. It's hard. And especially if you're in a small agency, because you're just waiting for somebody to retire. And a lot of those detectives are like fucking 70 years old, you know what I'm saying?
As a threat.
I think deep down she despised the fact that Renee was so close to me.
In a big city, it's definitely a good opportunity. Be safe though.
And that showed in the fact
Never get complacent.
Renee had
That's the biggest thing they told us, Police Academy. Complacency kills. Complacency kills.
This day she got a tattoo, and she had my name I'll never forget it. I nearly died. I thought, why would you do something like that? But she had down one side of her, down her side, didn't she? Down her torso. Life is beautiful because of you, Mum. And then she had my name.
Aww. Dude, I want to get a tattoo for my mom. I already got a couple
And
tattoos
Camilla
for my
did everything
parents,
in her
but
power
definitely want to get
to
another.
have Braden's name put on her.
Renee agreed to get a fresh tattoo of Camilla's alter ego,
Ew.
B. Spiteri, inked on the right side of her chest. This was
That's
just 3
fucked.
months into the relationship.
For my
Camilla
parents.
was now inside Renee's psyche, manipulating her friend's emotions at will for her own amusement.
This is crazy.
However, she also knew when to pull back.
There's a period where it stops. How did that happen?
That stopped because of my comment to Camilla and to him. I said to the both of them, if you were half a man, you would leave my daughter alone while you're in prison. And he then said to Renee, I agree with your mum. I think it's only fair that you sort of do what you got to do, but when I get out, you're mine. And she agreed. And then she started to go out. She met with one of the gentlemen at work, and she started a relationship with him.
Tell me about Ian.
She said, Mum, I've met somebody.
Very
And I said,
soon.
okay, great, fantastic,
Getting your clip
tell me
here
about
finally.
him. And she said he's a lot older than me, 12 years I think it was.
Yeah.
The Marsdens were delighted. Ian treated Renee well and made her happy. However, it was only a matter of time before Camilla reactivated
Cringe
Braden.
something forever.
Ian started getting abusive messages from Braden.
How'd you know?
So
We talked about it,
he
remember?
started now feeling the full brunt of Braden, not just Renee, but it was Ian as well.
What were those messages?
Damn.
How dare you?
Leave Renee alone, she's
I have a
mine.
relationship with her. She's mine. I'm looking to marry her after I get out. Bugger off.
Damn.
And here's a guy messaging from jail
Damn.
in a threatening manner.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ian's
Yes.
your average guy. He's not used to this.
Yeah.
What was his reaction?
He couldn't believe it. He was saying to Renee, you know, like, get rid of this guy. Get him out of your life. He gave
Bugger
Renee that
off.
ultimatum.
Nah, that is a good saying Australians have. We should use that. Bugger off. Like that's pretty cool. Americans need to get better sayings like that.
Because he couldn't stand the fact that he was getting all these abusive messages either. But Renee chose Braden.
I love accents. I know. I wish I had. If I had like an Australian or British accent, I'd be unstoppable. I just have a ghetto accent. But if I had something like I was from like I'd sound so classy. I'd be like, "Oi, ladies, oi, Sheilas." Like, dude, oh my god, bro, it'd be game over. Sorry, guys.
Will the real Braden Spiteri stand up?
Are you Braden Spiteri?
Definitely not. I'm not Braden Spiteri.
Did they just do a Slim Shady reference
Police
in the middle
searched
of it?
Camilla Zaidan's
That'd be
home in
hot.
relation to Renee's death. They
Hell
seized her
yeah.
mobile phone,
Latina.
but she'd already deleted
Mixed a
most of the
little bit of
messages
Indiana, I
she'd sent
bet.
in the guise of Braden Spiteri. Police did find the photo that Camilla used to create Braden in the first place.
It was so fun.
A current affair tracked down the man in the photo.
Tonight, the face behind the fake identity speaks out.
Are
This
you
guy
Braden
UFC
Spiteri?
fighter.
Definitely not.
It's like
I'm
he knows how
not
to fight.
Braden Spiteri.
The man in the picture is Cameron Lang.
I've now got an image put out there that's an image no one wants to be associated with.
For real.
Did you ever know Camilla Zaidan?
No, I don't remember ever meeting her at anywhere at
You'd
any
be a
point
better
in time.
British guy. So I have Gordon.
Cameron later thought the photo may have
You
been
love driving
taken
me
at a
crazy.
night spot years before. He was also collateral damage. Camilla shamelessly continued to lie to Teresa.
Just by their face.
When you look back, what was her demeanour through this
Can
period?
you?
Well, she was always the same.
Sometimes.
You know, Braden loves
What up,
Renee.
Pacey
Braden
girl?
misses Renee. And, you know, when we'd ask her how she'd know, well, she talks to his lawyers. She always had contact with his lawyer. So I never questioned it because I thought he must be a family friend.
The closer Renee and Braden became,
Bruh.
the less Renee wanted to do with Camilla. She was tired of Camilla's psychological warfare and wanted to end their friendship.
Doing good.
She planned to do this when Camilla went on holiday to the US.
She was gone for a month. So at the same time, Braden was going into his parole hearing and he was going to be released in the next couple of months.
So both Camilla and Braden off the scene for a month.
Renee had told us that Braden won't have his phone because he'll be in his parole hearing. Camilla obviously not going to have hers because she'll be in the States.
Camilla's absence was
That's
a welcome
awesome.
respite for Renee. She opened up to her mother about years of abuse by Camilla.
This was the first
my
time
God.
I heard, while Camilla was overseas, the extent
the
of the
fuck?
abuse from Camilla to Renee. It's the first time she sat me down and said, Mum, there's a problem.
What up,
What'd she say?
Cotty?
She said to me, the
We were
last straw
watching
was
same thing as earlier.
they were driving down the road and Camilla tried to take the steering wheel out of her hands while she was driving. Camilla wanted to kill her. Pulling off the hair, punching at the head, that was it. It was done. She said, I'm done. She said she went psycho one too many times.
Renee told her mother she'd messaged Camilla to end their friendship.
That's
She
wild.
said to me, I've finally told her it's over. Once and for all. The friendship is done. I'm not trusting her ever again. I'm not taking her back.
That's crazy.
And I said to her, why would you do that? Why she's
sick.
overseas? And she said,
She was
can't hurt me anymore, Mum.
crazy.
Renee poured her heart out in a letter to Braden that was found in her bedroom dated the 22nd of July.
My beautiful boy,
Oh my god.
I finally
dude.
let Camilla go
She had so much fucking love for this guy and he didn't exist. That's
for
crazy.
good, and I feel so much better about it now. I can't be without you, baby. You're my rock, my hero, my everything.
Oh. That's
Renee
so
believed
sad.
the lie that Braden could not return her texts because of his parole hearing. She was expecting he'd soon be released from jail and was making plans for a wedding and a Greek honeymoon. But everything changed when
Sick
Camilla
puppy.
returned
That's
from
sad.
her
Oh
holiday.
gosh.
While Camilla was away, she had no access to her mobile phone and only read the messages Renee had sent to Braden on her return to Sydney.
For real, Ellie,
Renee
dude.
was planning a
Honestly,
life with
bro.
Braden that didn't include her.
If we find out she's out of jail into this, bro, like she's not in prison, was he actually in jail? He doesn't exist. He's not real. Braden was her best friend who was a lesbian who had a crush on her and was physically and emotionally abusive. She made a fake guy who's in jail. Like she's not even a real he wasn't even a real person. I mean, he was a real person, but like Braden Spazzoli doesn't exist. It was some dude named Cameron who was just like a random dude.
So Camilla moved fast to re-exert her control. On August 13, she decided that Braden would dump Renee. So she sent a text to Renee from Braden saying, I think I need a break, and so do you.
Shit.
This was perfect opportunity for Camilla to end it all. And on the course of that day, the way she broke it up, I think, was blunt and brutal.
So
And
it's
I
too
think
late.
that is what made Renee so
Yes,
distressed.
Kato, it
Is
is.
the manner in which Braden broke it off with Renee.
And then Braden started his barrage of text messages to Renee. And they would have been quite abusive because by the tone of the message I got from him, I can imagine what he sent her.
This is wild, bro.
Camilla, posing as Braden, exchanged 91 texts.
Like this girl was in love with this catfish to the point where she was gonna get married. Like they're gonna get married and like have kids and shit, bro. Like she was like locked in all the way. Like imagine you're engaged, you're gonna marry someone when they get out and they just leave you like that, like for no reason, and then they just physically and emotionally abuse you to shit before they go.
With Renee.
Like when you love someone like that and they haven't been like a fucking bitch like that, like, and then they just fucking literally just dump on you, bro. Like that's gonna be crazy to like deal with emotionally.
On the day of Renee's death, only
Psychological
Camilla knows the content
crime.
of those messages.
Psychological warfare.
But we do know they drove Renee to take her own life. And we do know
warfare. Why does it sound weird when I say that? Warfare. Warfare. Fuck.
that Camilla knew the risk. Because posing as Braden,
And
she sent a
heartbreaking.
text to Teresa saying, "Sort your daughter out. She's threatening to kill herself." Camilla could have been honest with Teresa and saved Renee's life that afternoon. But instead, she chose to create another false narrative.
God, this is such a skunk-ass bitch.
She pulled me up the front on the second day and said to me she had to talk to me. Everything Renee told me about her, she was telling me about
Just
Renee.
say
That
that.
Renee was very
Warfare.
violent. Renee used to bash her.
My bad, Bethany.
Renee
I'll
was
work on my
seeking help
speech. My speech.
because she couldn't control her temper. I couldn't believe it. I'm thinking, I'm beside myself. I've just lost my daughter, and you're worried about yourself.
That's crazy.
Coming up,
Do you regret what happened?
justice.
Do you regret what happened?
What justice?
I trusted you. You came into my home. Every occasion.
Biggest belief
Oh my
that you
god.
can do this to
Oh,
another
they sort your
person
daughter out.
and walk
That's just
away as
Australian
if nothing's
speak.
happened.
Bug off, sort it out. And the fake Gucci fucking low-life subhuman fucking rat. What a rat. Sure, so hard. Everything
New
about
South
her
Wales
state.
police never charged Camilla Zaidan for her role in Renee Marsden's suicide.
What?
The case stood still for 7 years. Until after intense pressure from the
They didn't
Marsdens,
charge her.
a coronial inquest was finally held.
7 years later.
Be Renee's boyfriend. Do you regret what happened? Do you regret what happened?
Why are you hiding your face now, you fucking scummy bitch? With that trash bag ass ponytail.
Camilla
Trash,
gave
Jack.
evidence at the inquest,
Trash.
but she was given immunity from prosecution in return for her testimony.
What?
Did you go along to the coroner's court?
Yes, we did.
What were you expecting?
I was expecting to Camilla, I guess, tell the truth, particularly when she was granted immunity. I saw no reason as to why she couldn't just tell us. Even if she didn't want to tell us everything, she could have at least told us 50 or 60% of what really happened in the end.
Camilla had
Why?
7 years to reflect on her actions, but in court, she chose to spin another lie, portraying Renee as a co-conspirator in the creation of Braden to hide a sexual relationship between them.
Camilla Zaidan admitted to the coroner Braden had never existed, claiming she and Renee had made him up together. We were never going to be accepted. She wasn't allowed to be around me. We made the character that way. She was allowed to see me, the 27-year-old told the inquest.
The Marsdens were
8 p.m.
outraged.
Eastern Standard Time pacing.
I trusted you. You came into my home. My home, I trusted you. You could have told me any time.
And then this ridiculous story.
Hell yeah, pacing.
You expected to believe that Renee had set the whole thing up with Camilla in order to...
No way. She fucking is like literally lying on a dead person like that. Someone who took their own life. That's crazy, bro. Like to twist a nasty story like that just makes yourself feel better. Somebody died and she still can't have remorse or truthfulness.
Steal their lesbian relationship from you.
It doesn't matter if you're gay, lesbian, it doesn't matter.
It's more than
If
crazy.
one of my children come home
What a
and told me
narcissist.
that they were gay, I would love them
Psychopath.
the way they are. We're accepting. It doesn't matter who you are.
While Camilla maintains Renee knew she was acting as Braden all along, text messages and emails between the pair suggest otherwise.
In a text message brought before the coroner, Braden suggested to Renee that she have sex with Camilla to get her anger out. Renee responded with a firm no.
Renee even sent sexual videos and photographs to Braden and asked him to reciprocate, which of course he never did.
Why were you catfishing your friend?
Pure evil would be the best way to describe her.
You wouldn't think someone could be so evil.
I'm shook.
All we want to know is just why her. You know, why put our beautiful family through all
Luke Marsden was 13 when he lost his big sister.
What was it like seeing Camilla give evidence?
Can I say that on camera?
You can.
It's so heartbreaking. I'm sorry.
Damn, bro.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't
He was
have.
13 when that happened. So
Just seeing
lightly.
the person that took your sister. It's so difficult.
Wow.
She didn't deserve it. Camilla, she had such an opportunity to come clean, and she lied to all of us. Still, even to the point where the coroner knew that she was lying and said, Camilla, tell the truth, she still lied. That's the most heartbreaking thing.
What a fucking psycho. What the fuck?
Renee's first love, Angus, wonders what might have been if not for Camilla's actions.
And you see the damage that was wrought on everybody, including yourself. And the end
lying.
of all this, there's no crime.
All the way to
This
the
was
end,
something she had planned
bro.
and executed with military precision over months. It was something that has left people questioning the judicial system at how someone can intentionally do so much harm and damage to so many people and live a matter of kilometres away from the Marsdens, still living her life as if nothing ever happened. And she's moved on. She's now got a husband and kids. She's completely flipped on how she used to see herself. And she's now living a happy life as if none of this ever happened.
She does not deserve that.
We still see
Does
her
not
at the
deserve
local
that.
supermarkets at Jewel. Bump into her from time to time. When we're shopping, no.
And they have to still see her, bro.
It beggars belief.
To protect their
That's the best way I can
siblings.
put it. Beggars belief that you can do this
Bro,
to another person.
what do you mean? He was 13 and she was like in a relationship with someone. I don't think it has anything to do with the little brother. I mean, like what was anyone to do? Like that bitch was insane.
And walk away as if nothing's happened and get on with your life.
Nah, some people are truly just like she's just truly evil, bro. She's truly evil.
I cannot imagine the heartache and distress the Marsdens feel whenever they see their daughter's tormentor. Renee never knew
Literally
she was being
tormented her to
catfished.
death psychologically.
She jumped to her death thinking that Braden, the man who dumped her, was real. The coroner concluded that Camilla, the catfisher, was the sole architect of an astonishing deception.
Seen most of it.
However, he stopped short of recommending criminal charges against her.
And at the end of all this, the coroner notes your hurt and the terrible things done to you and your desire for a law that protects other families in the future from this happening and says, I'm sorry, I can't make a recommendation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that make you feel?
Oh, it's a slap in the face.
The Marsdens feel the law has utterly failed them. It may be too
did,
late
bro.
for Renee,
It definitely
but they
did.
want to see the legal definition of catfishing broadened to include what happened to Renee.
We can't allow this to happen to any other
Most
kid.
of it, damn.
Boy, girl, doesn't matter. She hasn't gone in vain, and I'll make sure of that.
I want to clear Renee's name.
Next, the big push to introduce Renee's law.
We want catfishing to be outlawed. We've got to do something, and we need to do it pretty soon.
Wow. That's crazy. Needs to be a crime. Like, it definitely, like, if it definitely needs to
The New
be
South
some
Wales
sort of
coroner
charge.
found that Camilla Zaidan was solely responsible for the deception that led Renee Marsden to take her own life.
Ew, and somebody actually married her, bro. Like, she
However,
actually got married.
police were
Like,
unable to
somebody
lay
married
charges
her, bro.
against her
Who?
because
Why?
they lacked evidence to
That
prove
guy's gotta be
that
the
she or
dumbest
anyone
piece of
else
shit ever.
actually encouraged Renee to harm herself.
Suicide itself is not a crime.
To become a crime? I mean, yeah, for sure. Like, here's the thing, bro. Like, the lawmakers in our Congress in America, at least, I don't know anything about, I'm not gonna speak on any country, but, like, they don't know shit about social media. They're like, they like look at us and they're just like, oh, you know, why are they so upset? Like, you know, I used to, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, they don't know shit about how shit's going down. You know what I mean? I think it could become a crime someday.
Crime,
The catfish
but
as well.
the
Yeah,
encouraging
it's
of a
scary,
person
bro.
to commit suicide, where the person does take their own life, is typically a crime in most Australian jurisdictions.
But the burden of proof is high,
You get into
and
politics.
the evidence must be so explicit that someone literally has to say, why don't you go kill yourself, to get such a case up. Is that correct?
I think you're just adverting to one of the real problems in relation to Renee Marsden's death, and that is much of the critical evidence has not been able to be recovered.
Before police seized Camilla's mobile phones in December 2013, she had deleted thousands of text messages she had sent to Renee under the guise of the fictitious Braden Spiteri. The 91 messages exchanged...
Oh yeah, they waited 7 years to deal with this shit. Like why did the police not seize her phone the day it fucking happened, the day they found out?
On the day of Renee's suicide were of most interest to
Some
the
illegal
police.
finance, wild, what the hell?
They could have shown exactly how far Camilla pushed Renee
Yeah,
on the
bro.
day of her death.
That's crazy, bro. The police.
However,
that's such an
Camilla
L on the
deleted the
police and the
messages,
lawmakers.
and attempts by police to recover them failed.
For real, yeah.
So,
Give them 7
whatever
years to
happened
cover
to
up
Renee's
evidence.
phone?
7 years.
Police recovered her old phone when they searched her car at the Gap. However, her new phone was never found. It's believed she threw it over the cliff before she jumped.
That poor girl, bro.
Teresa
Poor
went
girl.
to Vodafone's Sydney headquarters seeking Renee's phone data for more answers.
I went down with a friend of mine, walked in, a lady came down and spoke with me. I told her the situation and she said, I am so sorry to tell you, but after 7 days, all messages, they go up to like cyberspace and then they disappear. Unless the police ask to put that phone on hold, nothing gets kept. So
Another
my world
failure by
crumbled
the
at that
police.
point, I knew-
Because the police should have contacted the cell provider or company or whatever to fucking hold that shit.
You?
We were too late.
We were too late.
This brings us back to the Marsdens' campaign to have the law changed in the wake of Renee's tragic death. As the law stands, catfishing is only a crime when someone seeks to benefit financially from the deception of a victim. Renee's case wasn't about money. Camilla just wanted to have total control over Renee.
But the coroner, to her credit, she recommended at the end making changes to the domestic violence laws to do with coercive behaviour or coercive control, which would encapsulate Camilla's behaviour.
That's crazy.
It was a scene of unimaginable, inexplicable horror and
What?
grief.
What?
Inside the burning SUV, the tiny bodies of sisters Lena, Aliyah, and brother Trey Baxter.
What?
In 2021, the Queensland government announced plans to set up a task force to investigate coercive control laws in the wake of the horrific murder of Hannah Clark and her 3 children by her estranged husband.
What? This is, what the hell? This is What the did this come
Reviews
from?
into coercive control legislation are also underway in New South Wales and the Northern Territory.
Fuck.
Most coercive control offences are limited to relationships.
I guess they're telling this story because this happened in 2020 and the other story was from 2013. So now in 2020, apparently, now they're working on changing the laws because of this case.
That they
Weird
cover.
Transition.
Typically, they will apply to persons who are married or who've been married in the past, who are living together in some form of intimate relationship. When a relationship is conducted entirely through text messages, one of the first questions I think that will arise is, does this fit the sort of relationship that coercive control laws are meant to cover? Now, it may be that it does.
I've never even heard of a coercive control law in America. But there might be one, but I've never even heard of it, if there is.
That they did various intimate exchanges through the text messages, that they planned a wedding.
So they're like encapsulating like sexual things, I guess now. Like if you elicit sexual behavior.
And that Renee had actually booked a session with a wedding photographer indicates a degree of intimacy in that exchange. So I think coercive control offence remains a possibility.
I think catfishing could be stopped then. If we include in the law of catfishing, if there is an exchange of like sexually charged messages, pictures, or shit like that, financial obviously, but like that could be a way to stop catfishing, like to make it illegal. Because like I just don't see them making a law, like just being honest, like I don't see them making a law like this in our lifetime where they're just like, it is illegal to like post a public picture of someone else online with a fake name and say it's them, because it's not even identity theft. No revenge porn laws do this, but that's different. That's different than anything. Like I don't see them making it illegal because like for them to charge like with identity theft for catfishing, they would have to use that person's likeness, that person's name, that person's like information and actual identity to fool someone. But if you take a public image and you put a fake name with it, and then you're trolling around the internet like that, like that's how they get around it. You know what I mean? That's why it's not identity theft. Because like unfortunately, bro, like this is the law right now. Like you put anything on the internet, like everyone has access to that, and you can't. There's nothing you can do. You know what I mean? Is defamation, not even for using a picture. So true.
If this was to occur in the future.
I'm like going through like really bad withdrawals right now. I'm not gonna lie, chat. So I feel like I'm talking weird. I'm going through really bad withdrawals from like nicotine, weed, and like everything else. I feel weird as fuck.
Even if coercive control is covered by new legislation,
my
this
brain
wouldn't
is
be
foggy as
retrospective.
hell.
And it wouldn't be enough to satisfy the Marsdens, who have been through so much.
Who needs to get high when
They
you can just
fear
withdraw?
another trusting person like Renee could fall victim to the cruelty of catfishing.
We want catfishing to be outlawed, where you
Fuck
take on a
nicotine,
false
for real.
persona and
Dehydrated. I've been drinking hella water this stream. I think I'm actually pretty well hydrated because I'm having to piss every goddamn 45 minutes.
That to us needs to be made illegal.
So it's up to the politicians now, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
What response have you got from them so far?
Everybody agrees this is problematic. It's just getting them to act and do
I saw I
what we want to do
pass
the
this
media
time,
is to
and
get
then once I get past
some
it,
momentum there
smooth
to say, yeah, based on this story, we've got to do something, and we need to do it pretty soon.
Fuck
Otherwise,
you, buddy.
it's not going to go away.
The coroner's findings in Renee's case are available online, and I urge everyone to read them. You'll understand how the law cannot protect your loved ones from the same fate.
I think I'm 5 or 6 days clean from nicotine.
Social media dominates young people's lives.
Nicotine?
But it's also a new front for criminals
So
and the
I'm
unscrupulous
at that phase where it's the worst. It's the worst right now.
Harm them. Renee's death is a tragedy, that really should inform how social media is regulated. And now it's up to the politicians and the legal profession to find a lasting solution.
I love that song, Payson.
I think before Friday, Jake and I need to get the ute and get all those tiles. Because
as the Marsden family tries to move on with their lives, the trauma of Camilla Zaydan's outrageous deception is still evident.
It impacts everybody, every day.
I mean, I think it's too late now because I'm almost like a week and a half. I think in 2 weeks I won't think about it anymore because it's usually long. But I wonder if nicotine gum actually works. I've never tried nicotine gum. I wonder if that shit out would actually work. Like now, like I feel like doing nicotine gum would just like put me back into like weaning off, and then I would get withdrawals again. Like I'm not smart to start nicotine gum like almost a weekend, but like I don't know. It'll make you smoke more, to be honest. Yeah, that's what I thought. Like it'd just be introducing nicotine back in my system when I've had it out for 6 days. Because I've been taking clove and garlic to help cleanse out, and of course like my normal multivitamins and stuff like that. I'm not gonna give in. To like help cleanse and get all the toxins and stuff out of my system. Yeah, 5 days up. No, I know this is the worst. I've quit nicotine before. Listen to this. I was nicotine free, and I came before I moved back to North Carolina, and then I moved back to North Carolina, and I moved back to North Carolina. I was hanging out with Ben, making YouTube videos, and that motherfucker's vaping all the time, and then I was always hitting his vape when I was hanging out with him, and then I just fucking bought one. I was like, fuck, and I got back on it, and then I was on it from like 5 months ago, I think. Till like 6 days ago. So. But before that, I had quit for like I think 6 months. I was like 6 or 7 months completely clean, and I already went through the withdrawals, and I was doing fine. But
lost a daughter.
Motherfucking
I've lost
Ben.
a best friend.
I don't blame Ben. I'm an adult, but you know what I mean.
But man, I couldn't.
Definitely my fault. Then rest in peace to Renee. For real.